Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RetroFat. Today, we are watching the 13th episode of Season 3 of the classic 80s sitcom, Just the 10 of Us. This episode is called Comedy Tonight. It is one of my absolute favorites, and I'll explain why. So, first, this episode was directed by Mike Sullivan. It was written by Dan Gunselman, Mike Sullivan, and Bill Kirchenbauer. And I'm pretty sure he got the writing credit because the stand-up routine that Graham does at the end of this episode was Bill Kirchenbauer's comedy. That is his stand-up routine. Now, obviously, as a fan of Just 10 of Us, I am also a huge fan of Bill Kirchenbauer's stand-up. I think he's one of the funniest stand-up comedians I've ever seen. There's just something about his delivery that gets me. I love it. And I think that's a big part of the reason why this is my favorite episodes, because we get to see a little bit of Bill in this episode in a way that we normally don't. I think it's kind of interesting that throughout this entire episode, we're going to see Graham be progressively more and more nervous about going on stage with, bad jokes that are failing when he delivers them to his family. And then he delivers an amazing set at the end of the night. That, of course, is Bill. This episode also has Lubbock Babes in it. I love the Lubbock Babe episodes, even though I know the Lubbock Babes and their songs are the reason that this show has never really found a streaming home. The musical rights make it tough, but just the same, I love to hear them sing. JR and Sherry do a magic show. There's a lot in this episode. I think this episode takes place entirely at Danny's Pizzeria. One noteworthy thing about this episode, it was the first episode to air in the 1990s. So I guess really we can't say this is just a show of the 1980s, because this one aired on January 5th, 1990. It was over 30 years ago at this point, but it wasn't in the 80s. Now, before I start this, let me just very quickly say, if you are not a regular subscriber or viewer of this channel, you should check out the video I posted last week, which was a cast and writer reaction to the Virgin Islands episodes. I am still going to do those episodes when they come up naturally in 2 weeks. I'll do them one a week, just my reaction, because I didn't want to do that when the cast and the writers were talking. What am I going to say that's more interesting than what they had to say? But I still have my own opinions that I want to share, so I'll share when those come up. And also because it will just be me, I'll be able to have the episode take a bigger chunk of the screen. So regardless, that wasn't the point I was making. The point I was making was, if you haven't gone and watched that, it was a 2-hour and 19-minute video. They spent that much time with me going over this episode because they love us. They love the fans. I have never been a part of a fandom that was so embraced by the fans the way the cast and crew of Just the 10 of Us have embraced us. And that's awesome. And I am so grateful for it. Every interaction I have had with a cast member or a crew member has been nothing but glowingly positive. From Bill Kirchenbauer and his lovely wife Lynn, occasionally leaving comments on the YouTube page. That's fantastic. Bill's a regular participant in the Just the 10 of Us Facebook group, which you should track down. This is such a great show, and I think the reason it's such a great show is because it was produced by such great people. So I'm going to stop talking now so we can get right into this episode. So here it is, Comedy Tonight.
And thank you for coming to our annual St. Augie's Football Fundraiser Variety Show. You all know what a variety show is, don't you? It's a modern sermon without the mask. But I want to tell you, you are going to see a great program of students and teachers performing for you tonight right here on our stage. All right. It's Danny's stage, actually. Danny, thank you for donating the restaurant and all the fine food.
Father, after hearing your remarks, just let me say, thank goodness I'm Presbyterian.
Wait a second, let me get this straight. We're not getting paid anything to sing tonight?
No, it's for Daddy's football team. This is not time to be selfish, Wendy.
Yeah, you're right. I just don't like the idea of giving it away for free.
Why should tonight be any different?
Now, I want you to be honest and tell me if this is funny, all right? I heard Father Hargis was on a flight to Los Angeles when the plane caught on fire.
That is so funny.
That's not the joke, Elizabeth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So this plane is on fire, and everybody's screaming, and they all think they're going to die and everything. So the stewardess asks Father Hargis if there's something he could do to comfort the passengers. So he gets out of his seat and takes up a collection.
And?
These jokes are terrible. I can't do these.
Oh, no, Daddy. They are hilarious.
Or for a mere $2, you could spice up that pizza with some Polish sausage. My personal salute to Pope John Paul II. Or maybe you
Thank you, Danny. Thank you,
Hey,
Danny.
all right.
Let's get this thing started. Father Bud, come on back out here.
Hey, hey, hippos!
Well, I'll tell you what, let's get this little fundraiser kicked off with a little number we call Dueling Padres.
Am I on yet?
No, sister, you're a little early, a little early.
They hate us.
Just play.
I'm leaving the church.
Okay, I just have to say that was one of the best alternate openings we've had between Father Hargis and Father Bud dueling banjos with a banjo and a trumpet. I also really liked Sherry's line, she's leaving the church, because whoo-wee. Also, I think we need more nuns doing rim shots on drum sets. Just going to throw that out there. All right, back to the show.
I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down, over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. I said that's life.
That's life.
And I can't deny it.
You can't deny it.
I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart ain't gonna buy it.
He won't buy
And
it.
if there's nothing shaking this July,
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and
I also want to say I really like that we have Molly Peoples here singing again. She's one of the teachers that we've seen a few times. I really like that they were starting to grow a really solid recurring cast of teachers from the school. There are so many new places this show could have gone if it had lasted longer, and developing these funny secondary characters at St. Augie's outside of the family would have been a great avenue.
please, that's our way of thanking you for your wonderful donations earlier. And now, a man who knows where all the bodies are buried at St. Augie's, our own Janitor Bob.
I'd like to dedicate this to prison guard Dmitri Swan. May he rot in hell. Raindrops on rosebuds and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens.
Now, what I need is a man who's honest and has a good sense of humor.
I'm the guy.
All right. What did the school teacher say to the Siamese twins? If you don't quit talking, I'm going to have to separate you.
Oh, I get it. The teacher is threatening surgery.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite thing.
I absolutely loved. We have Sid Haig, who passed not too long ago, one of the great horror icons of the last few decades, on this super Catholic family TGIF sitcom from the early 90s, singing my favorite things. That is amazing. I loved it. We didn't get enough Janitor Bob either.
Let's hear it for him. Janitor Bob, living proof that work furlough programs are a good thing. Anyway, here are two of our younger students with a powerful program of prestidigit. No, we're not ready yet, sister. It's a little early, okay? A little early, that's it. Get her off the stage. Get her off the stage. Get her off. Isn't she sweet? And now, the magic of J.R. Lubbock and Shelley.
Sherry!
Wait, is everybody in this family developing but me?
Yes. You think it's in bad taste to use the word secretion?
I like Heidi Ziegler does such a great job at playing Sherry. She is this 10-year-old kid or so who just wants to be center stage, and even though she was just the assistant, she was putting on a show as JR is doing actual magic tricks. I would have liked to have seen how her character might have evolved in later seasons, but alas.
Well, I think with young Catholic lay people like that, we have no doubt where the church is heading. And now, speaking of lay people, the Lubbock Babes.
I don't
I think it's pretty well agreed by most fans of the show that Jamie Luner was the best singer, but all four of them have really good voices. My only singing experience is with the chancel choir in my church, and all I can say is that if anytime we have a member who can sing as well as any of them, they are called upon to do solos and take lead roles pretty frequently. This is, they were all good, and I would have liked more Lubbock Babe episodes in future seasons.
Okay, they're young, they're beautiful, they're Catholic.
You're right there, Father Bud. Well, before we bring out Coach Lubbock, a man who's as funny as he is, I don't know, fat, I think it's time to raffle off the door prizes.
Ooh, but if I go out there and try to be funny, they're gonna laugh at me.
Isn't that the point?
Oh, yeah.
You can always ask him to pull your finger.
Well, anyway, let's go on. And the winner of the free funeral is Ralph DeMonte. Ralph?
He died last week.
Well, lucky him.
And now, here he is, a man who's so funny, I'd swear his middle name is Shecky. Our very own Coach Lubbock.
Now that's funny. But when you do it out there, don't hit your head like that. People won't laugh if they think you're in pain.
Can't you hear that pitter pat?
And that happy tune is your step.
Life can be so sweet.
On the sunny side of the street.
It's okay, Daddy. They'll laugh at you. I don't know if you know it, but everybody laughs at you all the time.
Has he come to his senses yet?
Gosh, Marie, you're showing a fine amount of breast tonight.
I don't think so.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen,
Stretch! The Lubbock Babes!
what about him?
It's almost time, Graham. There's nobody left but you. I'll just take those. You go have fun.
But without those jokes, what have I got?
Honey, you are a teacher who used to work for the New York City school system. These are your tools?
Including the severed hand?
Yes, and the pig nose.
Okay, I'm not going to interrupt during his set. I just want to say, first of all, Jamie Luner's voice, holy cow, she's amazing. I also just realized that the drum says Sister Bonnie, which implies that Sister Bonnie, in fact, has her own drum set and does this regularly. So that we should have explored that in a future episode, if nothing else. If you have not seen Bill Kirkenbauer's stand-up, you need to watch some on YouTube. He has several clips. The man is extremely gifted. I don't know if he will ever tour in America or do any shows in America again, but I think he may be fully retired. I don't know. Hopefully he'll leave a comment below, but I know that I will be there any chance I get if he's anywhere near me doing stand-up again, because it is just tremendously funny. So I'm not gonna say a word till his set's over. Here we go.
Well, I've been trying to lose a little bit of weight. I've been jogging a little bit. I can jog up to 5 miles now. I just can't get home. So, I've been playing a lot of handball, and I bought a new racket today. Or better yet, you buy one of these things and take it to the park and give it to people's dogs when the people aren't looking. Where did you get that? I threw a frisbee. Well, I've been, Speaking of dogs, does your dog do that? Isn't that weird? God must have a sense of humor to do that to a dog. Any animal loves to do that. Then when you do it, he air jogs. His eyeballs go up in his head. This is a hotel towel. These are free. Oh my gosh! I rubbed my face off! Where's my face? Well, scared you, huh? I used to do that to my mom all the time when I was 10. My family and I, we moved out here from New York. I don't like traveling because you got to go through time zones. I don't know who thought up this time zone. Like, we need more zones. We already have no parking in Twilight. We don't need any more zones. I always wonder who lives near these time zones. Somebody's got to live right on or real close to one of these time zones. This has got to mess up their life. Johnson, you're late for work again. Ooh, no, I'm not. Well, no, I am. Well, no, I'm not. What am I now? You're fired. I like to go up to people at airports, look like they've been traveling a lot. Have no idea where they are, what time it is. Just do this. Just go. Excuse me, sir, but have you got the year? Like to do this. This is very useful. If you're in a real bad neighborhood and you think you might get mugged, just walk through the neighborhood like that. Nobody will mess with you. They'll leave you alone. Freeze! Stop! Whoa! I always do that when I go pick up my car from my car mechanic. How much? Free! Free, just don't do that anymore. You know what car mechanics do that nobody else in the whole world does? They change the price. They change the price. Nobody else changes the price. You don't go into a restaurant, order a steak, and then the chef comes out and says, well, it was a lot harder to cook than we thought it'd be. So it's $5 more. Okay. What day is it? I'm looking forward to taking my family to the fair. I like to go to the fair because they got those corn dogs. That's my favorite food. The one, the ones with the stick in them. Yeah, they're a lot better if you don't eat that darn stick. We leave. I like to eat a lot and then go on the rides. Yeah, particularly the zipper. You ever been on that ride? That's a great ride, yeah. You know a ride's gonna be real good when it starts off with them locking you in a cage. So you're in this little cage that goes around like that. There's a stick with two other morons down here spinning. And then the whole thing just kind of does that. And you pay them. So you're on this ride for about 2 seconds, and you figure out this is not where you want to be. So you end up begging the guy with the controls to let you off each time you go by him. Oh, please, let me, oh, my God, I'm going, oh, I'm going, you know, stop, oh, my God, please stop. I figured out why they call this ride the zipper. When you get off the ride, that's all you can see is your zipper. Like to do for you my impression, my favorite experience in my second favorite experience in the whole world. My impression of the Matterhorn ride at Disneyland. That'll be an e-ticket, thank you.
Funny, you should see him coach sometime. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming, and I think you should know that we raised a little over $1,500 tonight. All kidding aside, and I don't really want to get sentimental here, but this is what this evening has been all about. St. Augie's families caring about each other. Father?
What do you say we have a hand here for Father Hargis? You see, he does have some good points, too.
Lest we forget our generous host, Danny, and his wonderful restaurant. Thank you, Danny.
Don't judge the food here by what you got tonight. This was slop.
Maestro!
Okay, that was a fun episode. It kind of harkens back to that variety show format, which had really kind of fallen out of favor by the late 80s. I'm thinking the 70s was really popular, but it was still a lot of fun. And it makes me think of like the telethon episode of Full House. This one, of course, being much better. But it was just fun. It showcased the whole family. I think the scene of Elizabeth and Sherry singing after when the commercial breaks, I'm pretty sure that was one of the scenes that was cut from the syndicated version, because I remembered a lot of this from the syndication, but I don't remember that one at all, which leads me to believe that was one that was cut. So, all right, this episode felt really short. It felt extremely fast, but I enjoyed it. I had a really good time. I am recording this. I'm posting this on December 23rd. I'm recording it on December 22nd. So if you celebrate, please have a very Merry Christmas. If you do not celebrate, please have a very peaceful weekend, I suppose. And I'll see you next week before New Year's. So we still have a handful of episodes left. A few people have asked what I'm going to do when I'm done with Just the 10 of Us. So I will go ahead and address that, since this video maybe a little bit shorter than some. I am going to do just the Coach Lubbock and Lubbock scenes from the Growing Pains episode where this was spun off from. I don't think I could get by with doing the full episode, but I think maybe with enough commentary, I can do just that. I'm also going to go back and redo the first 8 episodes or so of the show. Back then, I did these horrible bootleg versions that were just fuzzy. I have these nice clean versions now, so I'll go and put those up so that those are on YouTube for posterity. I don't necessarily know that I will that I'll do another show. I don't. I thought about maybe doing Weird Science. Maybe I will. We'll see. I'm not sure if I get away with that on YouTube, because I know it is technically available on DVD. It's not in print anymore, but anyway, we'll see. I'll see when the time comes. But I don't plan to stop Just the 10 of Us. I'm not going to keep doing these episodes, these reaction commentaries, but as things happen in the Just the 10 of Us world, I may do videos just to discuss that. I am still, like, no joke, I am holding out hope that this show will be revived. And anybody connected with the show, if you know who I can tweet to or write a letter to or call to help make that happen, let me know, and I'll let everybody else know, because I know there are a lot of us who want to see the Lubbocks back on screen in some format. So, all right. Oh, also, a few months ago, I did the Just the 10 of Us's only Christmas episode. So if you want a little Christmas Lubbock entertainment, go look for that in my past videos. That episode was called, I'm blanking, give me just a second here. I want to call it A Merry Mix-Up, but I don't think that was it. It was called, it was called A Christmas Story. It was the 8th episode of season 2. And it was a good one. So if you haven't seen that, watch it before Christmas. Okay, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a fan of this amazing show. And I'll see you next time. Merry Christmas.